one must always at least striving for solution rather than sitting silently and thinking about that God will help them. So it's self effort that matters a lot than just doing the effort at the mental level.
Why did you do that, and how are you feeling now? So, and then don't you remember your kingdom? Don't you remember your royalty? Then he said that, can you can you can you eat the food you've just vomited? Right? Is it possible for you?
Right.
Once it goes on the throat, it becomes sour, right? So I don't really remember that, because I never thought I should be living that kind of life, because I had already made up my mind that I should be living this life. So once I got a chance, then I came, and then I don't really want to go back to that life.
About your emotions and how did you manage. Now the time has come to talk about the ripple effect, because once we entered in a positive phase of life, we suddenly see that our experience with the immediate environment also changes in the same manner, which means which appears to be even more positive and sound. So in this very context, I want to ask you, what were your relation in your eyes, and how did you feel about the relations after you turn into this transformational phase, and what people felt about you, especially those who were living in your proximity.
When you laugh, the
Yeah.
whole world laughs with you.
Yeah.
And when you cry, you
Yeah.
cry alone.
Right.
And it is also said that people salute the rising sun. Right? So if you are going through some rough patch in your life, then you would always have people to talk negative about you. Right? So I have never tried to become a people pleaser, right? Because I knew that whatever the people are saying, they can say, because they have the freedom to say.
Right.
But I must know what I'm doing. I should not be reacting, because reaction can make the matters worse, right? So if you know what you are really doing, then I don't think that people's opinions are going to affect you,
Right.
in a negative way, right? So you only give knee-jerk reactions when you don't think very deeply about it. And it is also said that your actions speak louder than your words. So why to say something to people? Why not to work on your dreams and try to become something?
Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Sapiens Talk, with me sitting Jitendra Namdev. And today we have a topic. It's not just a topic, it's all about life, it's all about stories of life. But before we talk about this very discussions or the topic, I want to extend one request. And the request is, as usually we do, that we are not having the proper response that we exactly deserve. Why? Because we have been efforting a lot about about our videos, about the content, but we are not getting proportional response. So it is just a request to all of you, whoever comes to the channel and watch video, at least advance their suggestions. If not through comment or in any other way, they can do it, because we really need that, because we want improvement, because this is just the beginning phase of our channel. So we want certain improvements. So for that, we really need your recommendations, your suggestions. So let's begin with today's video. So, okay, let me just give you a little background summary of the topic that we are going to have. So, as I told you, it's all about stories of life. We all have, different stories, because we all come through different experiences of life, right? We go through thick and thin days. We have challenges at the same time. We have also um, a deal of rejoice, a deal of happiness when we basically accomplish a certain, objective in our life. So life is all about composition of both mixed, experiences, bad or good experiences. So in the same regarding, I would like to throw some questions which I find very relevant and I thought I must discuss, with my fellow partner, Jitendra Namdev, who has a very rich experience of life. He has been a teacher of English for last 15 or 18 years. So I think he could be the best, I think, option for dealing with this very topic. So he will share his personal experiences about life, and he will try to respond to those questions which I have already framed. So let's begin with, before we go with the topic, I want Jitendra to uh, extend something in advance about the topic for the viewers, so that viewers could engage with the topic.
Yeah, thank you very much. And somewhere I read that life is a story, right?
Right.
And we are the writers.
Hmm.
And so it is incumbent upon us to write the best stories possible.
Right.
And life itself is a teacher, and
Hmm.
it has taught me a lot. If I
Hmm.
talk about myself, then initially I was not the kind of person which I am today.
Right.
Earlier I used to be very happy-go-lucky. I used to be very reckless kind of person. I never thought that I should be taking on the responsibilities. But as I advanced in age, as I went through some difficult experiences, trying times, then these experiences taught me a lot. And and nowadays I share those experiences with my students, and they also find it relevant. And somewhere these experiences are going to enrich their lives.
Right.
And I don't know, what I've reached. I don't know what I've done, but what I know is that life is all about living, and I think we should be turning this life story into the bestseller.
Right.
And this is really going to be possible. So now let's go deeper into the whole conversation.
Yes, so let's begin with our hammering and chiseling,
Yeah.
right? So let me begin with this very first question. It's not just a question. I think it's a very common experience of all people, because we, at some point of time, have or had, this kind of experience. So we know that we are not always happy. We are not always, satisfied or content, for the reason that we have everything, because we humans psychologically feel always incomplete, right?
Yeah.
So to meet or to complete this incompleteness, or to fill that vacuum, we really keep efforting a lot. So my first question to you in the same regarding is, share your that phase of life where you exactly could notice what exactly went in your favor, the exact, scene, the exact situation or the phase of your life where you could identify your very position moving from lower end to the uprising end, right? So it is just all about your that phase of life where you basically moved into the transformational phase of your life. So can you share your this experience, and how did you identify this, that this is my transformational phase, or you have just begun this transformational phase of your life?
Okay, so to begin with that, I never thought that I would become this and that, because there was no guidance. And actually, I come from a very humble background,
Mm.
and my education has been from Hindi medium schools. So I didn't have much exposure, and I didn't know what options are available for a person to make their career.
Mm.
So I was unaware of all these things, and when I passed my 10th, I didn't have any idea what subject I should pick, because I didn't know the career options, that if
Right.
I go for maths, if I go for commerce, if I go for biology, what kind of career I would have. So there was nothing, such thing in my mind. So I just went for commerce, because somebody told me that Rahul Darban was a chartered accountant. I don't know, is it the reality or not?
Mm.
But they said that he is a chartered accountant, and this is possible if you go for commerce. So I thought that why should I not become a chartered
Mm.
accountant? So I just picked this
Mm.
subject, and but I had no idea how to go about being a chartered accountant. And then when I did my 12th, again I was at a crossroads.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I should do. I mean, how to go about doing chartered accountancy. Then I also had many expectations with the people who were around me. I thought that these people are gonna support me, but life itself, teaches you a lot.
Right.
People don't really teach you that much. So then I didn't get any support from those people. Then I found that if I wanted to do something in my life, then I'll have to take the responsibility. And then I just came across my guru, right? And I started listening to him. And I haven't met him so far in reality. I haven't met him in person, but in my heart, I just I just thought that he is my guru. And since then, I've been following him, and I found that his preachings changed my entire life. And a person who was completely reckless, a person who was completely unaware of the things, started becoming responsible and started taking up the responsibilities. And then I started preparing for different examinations. But the real I would say awareness in my life came when I did my graduation.
Right.
Because that then I had some responsibilities, like I had the family, right? I mean, my parents were there, and the father's business was not doing well, so we had to contribute to the family as well. So then I had to take up the responsibility. And then from that day onwards, I was also reading the books written by my guru. So those books really changed my entire life. And they taught me what life is all about. So it's all about, my entire things. I mean, whatever I am today, I just contribute. I just attribute all those good moments and successes to my guru and to all those teachers who taught me so well.
Right.
Because I still remember, you must be knowing Deepak Singhal sir, right?
Right.
So I went to him, one day, and then he told me that, what are you doing here? Then I told him that I know English and I'm able to speak, but I'm not able to speak, for a longer time. Then he said that, if you are truly willing to do it, then I will help you. And then he was the only person who motivated me, because I had some conditions. I told him that I want to speak like American. I would just want to speak like Britons. But everybody I've been to, they have always said that you are living in Gwalior, and here people from Vind and Morara, live, and you are expecting yourself to be speaking among those people like an American. This is
Right.
impossible, and we can't really teach you that way. But he promised me all this help, and then he supported me a lot. He doesn't pick calls to pop calls of other people, but whenever I had any difficulty, I made him a call. And I even messaged him, and I always received responses from him. So he did really a lot of he did a lot for me. So these things, combinedly, you can say these combined experiences then helped me realize my true worth. And since then, I've been working really very hard. And one more thing I learned from my guru is that, and he says that, if you invest 10,000 hours of rigorous practice, you can champion any craft, you can champion any skill. And I just kept those words of his in my mind, and I kept working very hard. And I still work very hard, although there are so many things I am doing. But I don't really spend my time on useless pursuits. And this is what changed my entire life. Otherwise, at one point of my life, I was completely shattered. I means all my hopes were shattered. And I didn't know what I would do with myself. So this is how all these things, I think, nature, when the time comes, nature is taking up the responsibility. Actually, we think that we are doing these things, but in my view, things just happen. If you continue to working hard, if you continue to believe in the this universe, because universe knows what is good for you. So I don't really even worry today. Even we are working together, my nature, that I'm very happy go lucky kind of person, right? So this is what changed my entire life and my entire perspective.
Okay, one thing is very clear from this very explanation of yours is that one must always at least striving for solution rather than sitting silently
Hmm.
and thinking about that God will help. them. So
Mm-hmm.
it's self effort that matters a lot than just doing the effort at the mental level.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, you also talked about your meeting up with your guru,
Yeah.
whom you call your guru.
Yeah.
So can we consider your meeting up with your guru can be that transformational,
Most
phase?
certainly. Most
Yeah, most
certainly.
certainly.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
it's just for the audience, because everyone has in their life as a certain phase of life.
Mm-hmm.
It could be at the subtle level
Mm-hmm.
where their life begins to drift in a positive direction right from
Yeah.
the negative.
Yes.
So in your life, that guru who came to you, or
Mm.
you came to you went to
It
them.
just happened, I didn't even know who he is. And
Okay.
just it was just, you can say, the, you can say, inner call.
Okay.
Or somehow I just chanced upon his
Yeah,
video,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I chanced upon his book, and this is now what changed my entire life.
Yes. So it means that anything can happen at any point of time for the
Yeah.
betterment of life. So we
Yes.
should not be hopeless.
Yeah.
Now, moving to the second question, which is quite a follow-up one. Now, we have talked about your transformational, that very specific, part of your life, phase
Mm-hmm.
of life. We all know that when we move from one state of mind or one state of living to other state of living,
Mm-hmm.
to be very particular, from negative to positive,
Mm-hmm.
then there are several habits,
Mm-hmm.
there are several activities, our personal preferences, our personal predilections have to be compromised on
Yes.
that
Yes.
point, right?
Absolutely.
So my second question is that what were those habits which you found were very part of your life
Mm-hmm.
when you were in your low phase,
Mm-hmm.
and when you moved to your positive phase, whether these habits were completely compromised or you completely exterminated it from your
Mm-hmm.
life?
Mm-hmm.
And if you did it, did you face any sort of challenge while
Mm-hmm.
doing it, or it happened on its own? So this is what exactly, my viewers and I personally want to know.
Okay, so it is said that there is a proverb in English language that there are no free lunches in this
Hmm.
world.
Right.
So if one has to do something, they have to pay for it. Suppose if I want to uh, lead, a very,
Hmm.
high lifestyle, you can
Right.
say very luxurious
Hmm.
lifestyle, then I'll have to earn this luxury, right?
Hmm.
Otherwise, I can just dream, but I can never live,
Hmm.
or I can never, enjoy that luxury. So this was always there in my mind that if I wanted to do something in my life, then I like to break some, you can say, kick some bad habits which I had. And still there are some habits. We are human beings, so
Hmm.
we may have different kinds of habits. Some habits can be good, and some habits can be bad. So still there are some habits I'm really
Hmm.
continuously working on them, and
Hmm.
I'm trying to keep them under my control so that
Hmm.
I can do what I think I should be doing. So what exactly happened? I was very, I was too much into, cricket. So I used to play cricket
Right.
from dawn to dusk, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I would hardly study because I would
Hmm.
enjoy it a lot. And yes, one positive thing with me is that, and it has always been there actually, that I didn't have many friends, to
Hmm.
be honest, because I just wanted to make friends with those people who are going to help
Hmm.
me
Right.
in
Right.
my, in
Hmm.
my work.
Hmm.
So if those were going to be a kind of hindrance in my
Hmm.
way, I don't really love to make friends with them.
Right.
So this was always,
Hmm.
there as well.
Hmm.
So I didn't have many friends, so I didn't have
Hmm.
to waste my time.
Hmm.
But I used to play a lot, as I told you. So
Hmm.
then again, my mother told me
Hmm.
that, we are doing whatever we could for
Hmm.
you. And if you are not being serious about
Hmm.
it, if you're not taking up the, you're not taking charge of your life,
Hmm.
then ultimately life is yours, and you'll have to suffer.
Right.
So you have to decide what you're gonna do. My
Right.
parents have never,
Hmm.
scolded me. They have
Hmm.
never, you can say, they have never um,
Hmm.
say me wrong things, because their
Hmm.
intentions were clear,
Right.
that we can just invest money in our
Hmm.
education, but ultimately it's you who has to
Hmm.
turn it into your
Hmm.
advantage, right? So then I thought that I should be leaving this habit of mine, that
Hmm.
I'm wasting my time recklessly,
Hmm.
because somewhere it was very clear that I
Hmm.
couldn't become a cricketer. right? So for enjoyment, it's okay, but if I'm just wasting all my time, then it's going to be quite challenging for me in the days to come, and I could not live my dreams. So in time, I was able to kick all those bad habits which I had. One more thing, that I always found it difficult to get up in the morning, right? Because
Right.
this is a time when you can have complete silence. Nobody, everybody's sleeping, and the air is quite fresh, and you are in the fresh mood as well. You can do some good studies.
Right.
So then we didn't have any clock. So my because I come from a village, and my mother used to wake me up. I don't know how she got to know about time. She would just see the stars, and she would tell me that now it's 4 o'clock. Now you have to get up. So then she would wake me up, and slowly and gradually I started making it my habit. And then I think since 10th, I've been following that routine, that I get up at 5 o'clock, and I go to bed at around 11:30. So this has been my routine since then. So to some extent, I wouldn't say to some extent, to a great extent, this habit of mine did a lot, did some wonders for me. So this is really important, that we have to nip the bad things in the bud, so that we can do something good about our life.
Right. So, one thing which I want to know in the follow-up question after this, that in the process of transformation,
Mm-hmm.
we encounter with many things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we are forced certain kind of applications,
Mm-hmm.
and we follow them, and we
Mm-hmm.
try to see those changes are there or not. Sometimes we adopt changes according to our own personal awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the same regarding, I want to know that what that exactly, you know, a particular step, I
Mm-hmm.
would rather say,
Mm-hmm.
that played a silent role
Mm-hmm.
in inducing that transformation in your
Mm-hmm.
life, because
Mm-hmm.
we randomly adopt several
Yeah.
mechanisms, several
Mm-hmm.
steps,
Yes.
several instructions we follow in order to
Mm-hmm.
gain certain kind of success in our life.
Mm-hmm.
We become routine, we become a strict follower of routine, we
Mm-hmm.
become disciplined, right? But what exactly, according to you, since I'm talking about your personal a transformational phase from
Mm-hmm.
low to the your point, which is quite acceptable these days, right? Because you have been teaching for last 15 years as
Mm-hmm.
a teacher of English language. So what exactly that very step that played a very silent role in giving up a leap of your
Mm-hmm.
transformation?
I still remember some lines said by Maria Sharapova. I think you
Yeah,
must be
yeah, yeah, yeah,
knowing her.
yeah, yeah.
And she said that when you come from nothing and you have nothing, then you hunger for,
Yeah,
success.
right.
So same is, relevant,
Hmm.
especially in my case, that it was quite clear that, as I told you in the beginning, that
Hmm.
I come from a very humble background. So we didn't have many options. And somewhere, I read that if you have many options, then there are chances for you to get diverted, because
Okay.
you tell yourself that, okay, if I don't succeed here, then I have some other things to do. So, but I didn't have any option,
Right.
right? So, I knew only one thing, that if I do something, especially in studies,
Hmm.
then I would be able to become
Hmm.
something in my life. And that was the key, I think, that and I knew it very well,
Hmm.
that I have to stick to it.
Hmm.
Even though I haven't been a very high achiever, and to be
Okay.
honest, no, I accept it, and I admit it. I don't really feel ashamed. That my in my 10th, in my 12th, in my 10th, I couldn't score good marks, because now we shifted to Gwalior, and I was down with the typhoid for the whole year. So I couldn't, do well in my 10th. And same happened in 12th as well, because this city was quite new to us, and I couldn't acclimatize myself. I couldn't
Hmm.
accustom myself with the kind of an environment which were here. So I couldn't do well in my 12th as well. But in my mind, one thing was there, that somehow I have to do good, especially in terms of my studies. So this was very clear. So then I started, adopting discipline in my life. right? For example, even today, if I'm doing something, no matter who the person is, if they're calling me, then I simply say no, that it's not possible because I have to finish this work. So I never made friends, made friends because I knew that friends are more trouble than a help. Right. Because they will be asking you to come with them, and then you will have to invest your time in them. It doesn't mean that I'm a self-centered person. No, but I believe in one thing, that if I don't have anything, then how can I help other people? I should have something in myself. If I don't invest, in my studies, then how can I teach other people? It's impossible. So if I want to give something, if I want to give the best to my students, then I should have that at first, right? So this was there in my life. So discipline has always played a very key role in my life. Second thing, that I don't really like, people have got many fantasies, like they should be traveling around, they should be chatting with their friends, and they should be, going to different places. But I don't know, why do I find it boring? When I go to other people, I find, very myself very bored. When I'm at, when I'm in my own company, okay, then I find that now I'm feeling blissed out, just because I have some time to invest in myself. So this is, what I do. And one more thing, even my guru always says that he was also not very good at studies, especially he was good at studies, but he would do something else. He would not focus on the syllabus. He would do something else. He would read many books. By the time he was, I think, he was in class 10th, he had read thousands of books. So he was studying, but he was not studying the course books. So this is what I was also doing, that I study a lot, but I am very much and very very less and less interested in the course books and all. Okay. So I was doing that. So this habit of reading, this discipline, and one pointed concentration really helped me a lot. Initially I would find it difficult to remember the things, but as I was following my guru, and he would keep, teaching about meditation, about, different things. So I started following those instructions. I started, meditating, and then I found that my focus is getting sharp and sharp, right? And now I'm able to retain the information I'm reading. So this played a very key role. So the discipline, this meditation, and this uh, curiosity, to be honest. So this has always played a big role in my life. And I've never thought that I should be, wasting my time doing things which are not at all productive.
So, what I can capture out of this all, what you have just said, is that you put yourself in a better position when it comes to managing your time, because it is time which makes, or you can say, creates or destroy people. So, when you say that you don't have friend, it doesn't mean that you don't like friend. It is just like you were always a very clever investor of time. So you invested that time into making new developments in your personal life rather than investing that time or wasting that time, whatsoever we can say in
Yes.
today's language, with those friends, right? So you realize the reality, because sometimes these friends are not going to be helpful for you. So
I like like-minded people, as you
like-minded.
are, right?
Okay.
As we both are, of the same, same. You can say our dreams are same,
Great.
our, and the things we are doing are
Yes.
same. So I think we can get benefited from each other, right?
Right,
From
right.
each other's experiences. But if I'm spending my time with somebody who is not at all, sharing the experience,
Yes,
or
yes.
they are talking about something which is not at all, productive.
Hmm.
So I just consider it to be a waste of time.
Right, 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 right. So, the next follow-up question after this is, uh, see, we all have certain, emotional, conditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these emotional conditions sometimes, drive people towards their fallout. And if we are not enough aware about that emotions, then probably it takes us to our destruction. And that what happens with most of the people. Therefore, many psychologists often say that we have to be very balanced in our emotions. So my next question to you in this regarding is that before you just enter this very transformational phase, you might have a different emotional state of mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And soon you jumped into this transformational state, which means
Mm-hmm.
before and after.
Mm-hmm.
So in this after process, what the changes in your emotional phases of life, and if there were emotional changes, how did you make yourself aware of about those, emotional emotions of yours?
Mm-hmm.
And if they were running with a great pace, then how did you control them? Because emotions play a very key role in making,
Mm-hmm.
or you can say in creating or destroying people.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you have to say on this?
See, as I told you in the beginning that I used to
Mm,
be very reckless and I
yeah.
used to be very emotional as well,
Yeah.
right? If somebody
Mm,
is leaving me, then
mm,
I would always get upset, and I would be getting so upset that I could not focus on anything else. So I was so emotional. But when I came across my guru, he was sharing, a story of Mahabhira.
okay.
Somebody said that somebody asked Mahabhira that. Why did you leave your kingdom? You were a prince, and same is the same story. The same story. Similar story is of Lord Buddha.
Okay.
But somebody asked Mahabira that why did you do that? And how are you feeling now? So and then don't you remember your kingdom? Don't you remember or your royalty? Then he said that can you can you eat the food you've just vomited?
Mm,
Right? Is it possible for you?
right, right.
Once it goes on the throat, it becomes sour, right? So I don't really remember that because I never thought I should be living that kind of life, because I had already made up my mind that I should be living this life. So once I got a chance, then I came, and then I don't really want to go back to that life. Same, you might have heard of Lord Buddha as well.
Right.
So, if you are aware of the kind of consequences your life may have, and the kind of lifestyle you are leading, the kind of consequences that this life may have, then I think you would have to compromise with your emotions as
Right.
well. I know emotions are not actually, they are strong, but they're very fickle,
Okay.
right? They're just like bubbles in the water.
Mercurial light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just burst in a moment or two.
Yeah.
But if you hold on to those emotions, then they become, they can become an albatross around the neck, right? So we should remember this is the nature of our emotions, that if we start chasing our emotions, if we start chasing our thoughts, they multiply, and they become so powerful that you cannot even win over them. It's
Right.
impossible. So first of all, we must know our own nature. And I think, nothing comes, as I told you in the beginning, that there are no free lunches in this world. So let to do some careful, studies of yourself. And once you start knowing your nature, and you should also try to know that, for example, some people are very aggressive, some people are very, you can say emotional, some people are very, you can say, they're always in a quarrel, they always quarrel, they're quarrelsome. So they must try to understand, they should go at the root, what caused those emotions in
Okay.
you. And once you start knowing those things, then it's easy for you to overcome your emotions. People, I when I was in school, and then I went to my college, then I found that, all the boys, I would say, even the girls, they were just chasing the boys, and the girls were chasing the boys, and the boys were chasing the
Right.
girls. But this that had never, come to my head, because I knew only one thing, that what I had to do. So my priorities were clear, and my goal was clear.
Right.
Although I could not reach where I was expecting myself to reach, but wherever I am, so I'm really feeling, good about that. It is also said that Walt Disney says that all your dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. But I heard somebody who added on to it. So he says that sometimes our dreams do not come true, but what comes true happens to be a dream of many, many people.
Right.
So if you think that you should become something and you fall short of reaching there, then you should at least be taking taking, you can say, pride in wherever you have reached, because ultimately you did something and you reached somewhere. If you didn't do that, you wouldn't have reached there. So this is, what had always been there in mind, that if I had to do something, then I will have to control the emotions, because emotions can be controlled, but you'll have to understand emotions.
Right.
If you forcefully control yourself or control emotions, then they multiply and they can explode someday.
Right.
So if you just know this thing, then overcoming emotions is not going to be a Herculean task.
So what it means to me and probably to all the audience is that start seeking pleasure in your efforts
Yes.
rather than enjoying and be
Mm.
full about the result.
Result, yes.
Because since what helped you to control, not suppress, because suppress
Mm.
is quite a negative connotation.
That could have exploded.
Because one thing that you
Yeah.
suppress, much like a spring that comes out with a spring
Yeah,
force,
double
yeah,
force.
with double force.
Yes.
So enjoy your journey rather than be concerned and be worried about the result. And
Yes.
that is what is the mantra
Yeah,
over
that's
life.
the only mantra, because you can have what the control you have over something is your own karma. Results are not in hands. But
Right.
if your intentions are right, and if you're really making serious efforts, then I think to an extent,
Yeah.
result will be in your favor.
Today or tomorrow, maybe the dreams that you were beholding, something bigger than that you can perceive.
Yes, that's
Right.
possible. Yes.
Yes.
So always we have to be hopeful about it all the time.
Right. Being
Yeah.
hopeful all the time is the only remedy for those who are in the very burden of tension or in the
Yeah.
burden of concern
And
or
one more
anxiety.
thing I would love to say, that never set goals just because somebody has set the same goal.
Right.
Because everybody is unique. God has made everybody unique, and we have got different qualities. We have got different strengths and weaknesses. So I think that if we are just copying somebody, we are setting our ups setting ourselves up for
Right.
misery. This is going to be quite. It is going to be very difficult for you to be like somebody else.
So the next question, which I love to now jump to, is it's all about ripple effect. Now
Hmm.
we have talked about your transformational phase. We have also talked about your habits that you had to compromise with, or you have to try to eliminate it in order to experience the very fine, phase of your transformation. We are also talking about your emotions and how did you manage. Now the time has come to talk about the ripple effect, because once we entered in a positive phase of life, we suddenly see that our experience with the immediate environment also
Mm-hmm.
changes
Mm-hmm.
in the same manner,
Yeah.
which appears to be even more positive and sound.
Mm-hmm.
So, in this very context, I want to ask you, what were your relation uh, in your eyes, and how did you feel about the relations after turn into this transformational phase,
Mm-hmm.
and what people felt about you,
Mm-hmm.
especially those who were living in your proximity. But I'm just trying to know, how was the environment
Mm-hmm.
that you basically let people to feel when you were in surrounding,
Mm-hmm.
and how did you experience the
Mm-hmm.
environment when people were surrounded by you, or
Mm-hmm.
when people are surrounding you?
Mm-hmm.
So share your experience on this
No,
one.
it is said that when you laugh, the
Yeah.
whole world laughs with you.
Yeah.
And when you
Yeah.
cry alone.
Right.
And it is also said that people salute the rising sun, right? So if you are going through some rough patch in your life, then you would always have people to talk negative about you, right? So I have never tried to become a people pleaser, right? Because I knew that whatever the people are saying, they can say because they have the freedom to say.
Right.
But I must know what I'm doing. I should not be reacting, because reaction can make the matters worse, right? So if you know what you are really doing, then I don't think that people's opinions are going to affect you, in a negative way, right? So you only give knee-jerk reactions when you don't think very deeply about it. And if I and it is also said that your actions speak louder than your words. So why to say something to people? Why not to work on your dreams and try to become something? So I used to hear many bad things being said about me, I used to see the same thing, that even the family members, at sometimes, they also say some bad things about you when you haven't done something in your life, and when you've been trying but you've been failing. But success is a kind of experience which changes everything, right?
Right.
So, but I don't really always, and I don't really act differently, because I don't believe in nothing is permanent in this world, actually. If you have become successful, doesn't mean that you are always gonna enjoy the beautiful
Right.
days, because life is full of highs and lows.
Yes.
So I just enjoy, what's going, but I don't forget that things might change in a moment,
Right.
right? So I'm always ready for the worst to come, because this is how the world operates, the universe operates. So I don't have anything negative about people. I don't hold grudges against those people, but I would always give credit to those people, because if they didn't say anything about myself, I wouldn't have realized what I could do in my life. So it's always take things in a positive manner. They are saying because they can say, and you have to turn those negative comments or negative feedbacks into some constructive feedbacks, and then you have to start building your dreams around them. And I think that those things are gonna help you, in a
Right,
big
right.
way. So this is what my experience have been. So yeah, this is what I do.
So life is not all about being in halcyon days all the time.
Yeah.
It is much like ebbs and flows of life,
Yes.
and that is what is common for most of the
Everybody,
people,
yes.
everybody, right?
Even the Lord, Lord Rama, when he came down on earth, he
Yes, yes,
experienced the
yes.
same thing, Lord Krishna. So why? Because he himself was a Lord, but why was he, shown this to people? Why did he show this to people? Because he wanted to prove that those who come on earth have to go through the same kind of experiences, no
Suffering,
matter
right,
who they are.
right, right. So now this one is going to be interesting because now I want to know uh, about or out of your imagination that if there were any such a story of your life, then how it would be and what it would be according to you. What were those things you would love to see in that movie, in your biopic, whatever we
Mm-hmm.
can say, so that the audience must know exactly what you wanted the audience to know.
I've always been dreaming of becoming a fantastic speaker. This has
Mhm.
always been my dream, really. I always see myself standing on the stage and having the people spellbound with my communication. Whatever I'm saying to those people, people are just saying, wow. So this has always been my dream. So, and I always want that scene to be picturized, to be there on the screen, that I should be there, and the entire world should be there, and they should be listening to me. This has always been on my mind, although it hasn't
Yeah.
been possible. But yes, I would love to see that
Uh,
moment in my life.
yeah, that's quite nice one. Uh, because everyone has their different dreams.
Yeah.
So it means that you want people to listen to you, right? And
Yeah, I
that's
just want, I just love that stage. I love that, that mic in my
yeah,
hand,
yeah, yeah.
and I love to speak from the stage. Why?
Mm.
Because this, this speaking has
Right, right.
given me, this life.
Mm.
Earlier, I could not say a word in front of the
Mm.
people, so I thought that I should be doing it.
Mm.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have become a speaker. I wouldn't have become a teacher. That bad experience made me uh, feel that I should become a speaker, because this is my weakness.
Right, right. So the next thing which I want to put you in is see, everyone has their different life experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone has that very particular phase of life which we call a crossroad.
Mm-hmm.
The time, the phase where that one individual has to choose. So there is bifurcations, there
Mm-hmm.
are two ways,
Mm-hmm.
and one has to be, picked up by
Mm-hmm.
that person. You might have that phase too,
Yes.
right? Everyone has that phase,
Mm-hmm.
especially the one who is aware.
Mm-hmm.
I don't talk about those who are still careless
Mm-hmm.
because this basically is not for those who are careless, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what you would love to suggest to that people who are at the crossroad of their life
Mm-hmm.
and they have made all possible efforts, but
Mm-hmm.
not having any big change in their
Mm-hmm.
life.
Mm-hmm.
They are turning out to be hopeless for entirety. So, what is your suggestion out
Hmm.
of your personal experience?
You know, there was a moment in my life,
Hmm.
before I do something, I always have an inner voice, inner
Right.
calling, right? And there are always two voices.
Right. Right.
So I always give very much
Hmm.
importance
Right.
to
Right.
my inner voice. I first listen to my inner voice.
Hmm.
What is this saying? And I follow it
Hmm.
because your intuition is there or your intuition is saying something to you because it's somewhere it's getting the signal from the
Right.
universe,
Right. Right.
right? So I always say that instead of forcing yourself to be in a certain field or to go for a certain
Hmm.
certain cause, I would say, on certain goal. First of all, you have to do some kind of homework, that you should know yourself first, your weaknesses and your strengths. So once you are done with that, and I don't use your heart,
Right.
use use that, just listen to that inner voice. Because heart, some people may consider it to be your inner voice, but heart is so it is full of those emotions, and emotions are very fickle. They won't let you reach a proper conclusion, right?
Hmm.
So always do this maths, always
Hmm.
do this homework,
Hmm.
that listen to your inner voice first, and whatever it says, don't neglect it, don't
Hmm.
ignore it. And then you will definitely be doing something, because here we are for a specific
Hmm.
purpose. And if you are still breathing, it means nature wants you.
Hmm.
And if you are not at all breathing,
Hmm.
it means your time is over,
Hmm.
your purpose is now fulfilled, and you're
Hmm.
back to the
Hmm.
you're back to the source. So if you are doing something, then uh, believe me that this nature has something
Right.
for you to do. So don't just worry too much about it. Just do, and don't just look back.
Right.
And don't forget to review your mistakes you've made. And then
Hmm.
you have to correct those mistakes, and you have to move on. Because if suppose if you're reaching somewhere, and you've covered half the way, and then you are thinking of getting back, it'll again take the same time,
Right. Right.
same
Right.
amount of time. So why not move? Why to come back?
Right.
So
Right.
this is what I believe in. Just keep doing, and everything is going to be fixed by the nature.
Absolutely.
But you should always be focusing on the positive things.
Positive things.
Don't just follow the negative.
Okay, so be careful with this very lesson, which is a principle. The foundational principle of life is that we always be on the positive side, because it will give you energy, it will give you a ray of hope, and that's
Yeah.
what we need, because everything basically is based, in fact, the entire life is based on faith or
Hmm.
hope,
Yes.
and therefore we should be consistent with it. Now, the next question, which is not a question, which is something very difficult, and I want you not to be diplomatic on this, because
Mm-hmm.
audience wants your transparency, especially in this
Mm-hmm.
response. We have talked about your transformational changes, and you greatly dealt with. You opened up your all experiences. You put your heart out. But the next question is little bit a different one, and the question is, uh, what if those changes? I'm talking about those changes which
Hmm.
basically were
Took place in my life.
took place in your life, which were basically the force, the force, which propelling force of your life, right? Which
Hmm.
helped you to move or
Forward.
to take off
Hmm.
from any your career or whatsoever it is,
Mm-hmm.
right? If had not taken place, if
Mm-hmm.
were not materialized,
Hmm.
how would you be looking yourself now? Where you would be are the questions which I want to ask.
Yeah, see, it is always the plan of the universe. But again, if you are asking me this, then I would say that I would still be the same reckless person. I would still be wasting my time playing something which was not at all going to make my
Hmm.
career.
Right.
And I would always be, I would still
Hmm.
be the same
Hmm.
emotional fool.
Hmm.
And because you know that. In life, nobody is going to
Hmm.
be there in your life
Right.
forever, right?
Right. Right.
Life is
Hmm.
nothing is permanent in this
Hmm.
world. So if you keep sticking to
Hmm.
something which is not at all
Hmm.
permanent, which is impermanent,
Hmm.
this is nothing but
Hmm.
foolish, right? So I would still be the same kind of person which as I was,
Okay. Okay.
right? Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's quite comprehensible. But the next thing is even more difficult. See, no one's life is impeccable.
Yeah.
no one's life is full of perfection.
Yes.
So we all are a part of matter. So mistakes or blunders are likely to happen, right?
Yes.
So if you are comfortable sharing your that particular action, which really put you in some trouble, you felt embarrassment, disappointments just because of your own actions made you feel so. So what would then be that one self-confession or your personal confession that you would love to reveal through this to the audience?
You can say I'm very credulous. People have taken advantage of, my being credulous. I'm a naive, to be honest. I don't know those diplomacies and all. I don't really know the politics.
Right.
So because I've always been thinking that people
Right.
are just people are
Right.
just my kind. They're my kind. So I would just share myself with those people, and ultimately, I used to be deceived by those people. I had to face many bad experiences because of this habit of mine, and this has always put me in some trouble spot. But as I advanced in my age, I realized that although maintain your innocence, because innocence is the most I would say this is the purest form of you can say of a human being, or it is the purest experience, or you
Right.
can say purest, you can say emotion there is. But you should also not be sharing yourself with the everybody,
Right.
because sometimes this can be very troublesome. This can be very dangerous. So this is what I stopped doing. But earlier I would always share myself with people, and I would share everything. And this has always proved to be a kind of bad experience for me. I always got deceived by people.
Okay.
Yeah, they would just play with my emotions, to be honest. So this was the nothing is
But I
as
don't think it could be held as your that particular activity which should be constituted as negative aspect of yours. It is not even a weakness, I would say. In fact, it is a crudeness. It
yeah,
is a hypocrisy of people who basically have taken benefit out of your innocence.
yeah.
So you
So
can call yourself credulous, but being credulous, I think, is a nature. Or
yeah,
it's a
it's a
nature.
nature. So I had to change myself a bit.
Yeah.
Although I don't really want to lose this innocence of mine, because I always, even my students say that you always keep a smile on your face. You always talk to us like a friend. So how do you maintain this? Other student, teachers are always scolding us, and they don't talk to us so nicely. So I tell them simply, I'm a human being, and you're also a human being, and why should I not talk to somebody in the same fashion, that I love being talked to? So that's why I keep maintaining that kind of emotion. I think we should do that.
Okay, so now we are now reached to this very final question of today's discussion. Share your last message to the audience about what you have just experienced of your life and what exactly the suggestion you want to give to the audience, especially the students who might have been in their struggling phase of life, who might have reached to that very pinnacle of their career. So, what is that one message you want to deliver through this?
Simple, everybody's life is a kind of story. You all are the writer, and don't forget to write a bestseller. So this is my message to you people. Treat your life, nicely, because we don't have any other life after this. I don't really
Right.
think that we'll be enjoying this life again. So instead of wasting your time in in useless pursuits, we should be starting doing something good about our life. And
Right. Right.
I think this is the only thing, and this is the only purpose we are here for,
Mm.
to make this world a better place, right, for everybody, right? So this is what my message for you people is.
So that's what we have for you. And I hope you would love this very conversations because it was just like putting our heart out because there is no adulteration basically in this conversation throughout. We were just sharing, Sir Jitendra Namdev was just sharing his experience. You might have your different objections to those experiences, but what he has shared is basically very common experiences which people often, face and perceive in their life. So it is all up to you. How do you experience this? How do you, balance your emotions? How do you cope with challenges? And how do you maintain your, success pride, especially when you are living in a time which is very positive, right?
Yes.
So that's what all I have to share with you. Anything you want to say before we go?
Nah, it's the same thing, and I've already shared that. Just live your life to the fullest, and don't forget to fulfill the purpose you've been sent here, especially by the nature. So just fulfill that purpose, and this life is a gift from God,
Right.
and don't forget to return this gift back to God, because whenever you go to some parties, you take a gift and you get a
Right.
return gift from them, right? So you have to return this gift to God as well. So do something good about your life.
Okay, so with this, I'll take a leave. But before we go, I again request you come and please subscribe the channel. And if you don't subscribe the channel, at least share your overall experiences, what you have learned from this video, or if you have any objections pertaining to the content that we basically prepare for you, please do give us suggestions so that we could be in the improvement phase, because we really need that. So that's what we had for you. Till then, take care. Bye bye.